Hey everyone, the guy Matthew, and welcome to college football picks for week 7. Already halfway through this year, unfortunately, but yeah, let's hop straight into it with probably the easiest game of the week. Georgia Vanderbilt. Last week Georgia reminded everyone, hey, we're the two-time defending national champions, and we have Brock Bowers and Carson Beck look good as they blew out then 20 Kentucky. Expect more of the same this week. I think Georgia blows out Vanderbilt. No way to sugarcoat it. And up next, Indiana, Michigan. More of the same. Michigan, I think will blow out Indiana this week. They demolished Nebraska last week. Yeah, Wolverines keep running. Still waiting for their first big test, which should come in a few weeks against Penn State. Actually, no, my apologies. Next week against Michigan State, because that's a rivalry game. Michigan State's not good, but still test Michigan. Blows out Indiana easily. Ohio State and Purdue. Remember a few years ago, Ohio State went to West Lafayette and got upset. And Purdue might have righted the ship with the win over Illinois, Ryan Walters. But yeah, Purdue, I think, could keep this interesting, but Ohio State just too much. Kyle McCall seems like he's figured it out. Marvin Harrison Jr. obviously amazing. Buckeyes win pretty easily. Alright, Syracuse and FSU up next. FSU did whatever against Virginia Tech, just like kind of mid. As Syracuse lost to Clemson. No, it wasn't Clemson. My apologies. I couldn't catch most of the games the other day. I was busy with stuff, so I apologize if what I say is incorrect. But I tried to keep up. As I don't, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. But you know what I mean. Like, doesn't matter for this game. FSU is a way better team. Jordan Travis, Devin Lott. I think FSU wins pretty easily. Right, UMass against Penn State up next. Penn State coming off the bye last week. Penn State's gonna look solid on big showdown next week in Columbus. I don't think there's any chance that this is a shock game for Penn State. I would die of shock if Penn State lost this game. I think the Nittany Lions blow out UMass when easily setting up a huge showdown in Columbus next week. Penn State, Drew Nick Singleton, like amazing defense keeps it up with Manny Diaz. Penn State wins amazing, and Manny Diaz, that's the name I say to watch for the coaching carousel. Former Miami head coach who will make fun of Miami later, don't you worry. And the game of the week, by far and away. I don't care if anyone says that USC Notre Dame misses the game of the week. 103rd meeting between these two better rivals, first time each on the top 10. Oregon and Washington. Winner of this game will have the inside track to Las Vegas and the Pac-12 championship game, and a good shot at college football playoff if it can survive the gauntlet that is the last year of the Conference of Champions. Oregon obviously was out of them because they're the world. Oregon, I think, is the most well-rounded team in the Pac-12. They have a good defense. Dan Lanning, defensive coordinator. They can run the ball. Bo Nix is efficient as a passer. But on the other side, Washington, you can't just have a good defense against the Huskies, and you can't just have a good passer. You need to win a shootout. As Michael Penix, Aduzie, and Washington's offense is something a sight to behold. It is explosive, but their defense can be shaky at times. This is gonna be a shootout straight up, in my opinion. Oregon's defense is good, yeah, but Washington's offense is just better. In Washington will help the Huskies. Oh, as the Ducks call them, as I'm an Oregon fan, the Fuskies. But definitely gonna be a challenging game. Gonna be an instant classic. Last one in the Pac-12. Thankfully, we keep this rivalry yearly in the Big Ten. But it's whoever can make a stop, in my opinion, wins this game. I think Oregon's gonna be mad after last year's catastrophe loss at odds and ended their winning streak. Dan Lanning will learn from the mistakes he made in that game. Oregon's defense makes a stop. That is the difference. Oregon goes on the road and beats Washington for the win. Give me the Ducks to win. Alrighty, up next is USC and Notre Dame. Um, I expect USC to win this. Oh, sorry, my apologies. I was just you saw me adjusting. I apologize. It's gonna be a tough game for USC to win as USC barely won against Arizona last week with Arizona's backup QB. Caleb Williams had to beat him because Alex Grinch's defense is awful. But Notre Dame, they got their doors blown off by Louisville. No way to sugarcoat it. They got blown out. Now, I did see something interesting that this is supposed to be like a windy, wet game, but I looked at the forecast, they're supposed to be dry, so gonna be a tough game. But this is the type of game Notre Dame brought Sam Hartman in to win. They lost last year to the Trojans, but they've had success recently against them overall and in South Bend. I think it's gonna be a shootout as well. No, USC's defense, they won't stop Sam Hartman or Audric Estime. Like, I don't think their defense is capable of doing that. But I think a key that Lincoln Riley realized and will help USC win this game is getting Zachariah Ranch, a really good receiver, back involved, because he's kind of been invisible the past couple weeks as the Trojans have struggled a bit. This appeared against Colorado late in that one, barely noticed him against Arizona. I think USC finds that out. I think Notre Dame keeps pace with him, but I think Caleb Williams shows why he's the defending Heisman Trophy winner again. As USC squeezes past Notre Dame in South Bend but continues to look shaky on defense, as I think Notre Dame's season is going to spiral out of control, could spiral out of control if they lose this one, and I think Marcus Freeman could lose his job if the season goes that way. Next, Arkansas and Alabama. Bama, boy, I look like a fool. A&M, man. I picked the Utah upset Bama and fucking Jimbo Fisher's dumbass. They're gonna be this close this week. Jermaine Bolton had the breakout game last week as well as a receiver, like truly cementing himself as a possible, Jalen Waddle, not as good as Devontae Smith because he has, but like a Jalen Waddle, Jerry Jeudy, that was like a first round pick, like maybe last week against Alabama. His Miller broke out passing as well as the Hogs. Gonna have a tough schedule. They've lost the last in the Sam Pittman. They're gonna lose another one. Sam Pittman's gonna be on the hot seat for Arkansas, but I think like Arkansas needs to realize like they're kind of a mid SEC team. They're never gonna compete with them, the Bamas, when especially when Texas and Oklahoma join. So yeah, I think Arkansas can keep it close. Maybe if KJ Jefferson and Rocket Sandals get it going, but I don't think they win at Bryant Denny and Tuscaloosa. Give me the Crimson Tide to win. Righty, UNC and Miami up next. Oh, Miami. Thank you for taking Mario Cristobal off of Oregon's hands, 'cause that guy's a fucking idiot. Like, you just have to knee the damn ball, and you win. It's not rocket science. It isn't even high school math level. It's toddler math. Kneel the ball, and you win. Instead, you're like a fucking idiot. You lose the game, and you should be unranked. The U is back to being a shame, and the only reason it's still ranked is because it was at one point known as the U, not this awful college football team that is Miami of Florida. And Miami's season continues to go downhill. They're gonna lose to North Carolina. Jake Reed's gonna dice them up. I hope Miami loses the rest of their games. They deserve to after that catastrophe last week. They won't be able to stop Drake May or UNC. And that's just that. Miami deserves to lose. North Carolina continues to show that, hey, we can be a sneaky playoff contender if we can run through the ACC, not the gauntlet, excuse me, but like run through the ACC and win it. Louisville and Pitt up next week. Louisville impressed me a lot last week. Jeff Blum, the prodigal son, has returned, as did Plummer. Like, is he good? Like, I go like, man, this guy's good. Then I'm like, what are you doing? Sometimes in watching him in Louisville. But Louisville this year's TCU, question mark, question mark. I think Louisville continues to show that they could be a legitimate playoff team with a win at Pitt, even though that's not saying much because Pitt is bad. But something interesting, in case you don't know, for the ACC, FSU, UNC, and Louisville, all undefeated without divisions. That means, and they don't play each other, so that means they could have 3 undefeated ACC teams, yet one be left out of the conference championship game, and potentially left out of the CFP as well. An undefeated Power 5 team, just keep that in mind. But man, just like the ACC, like this season is so wide open. Man, I wish you had the 12-team playoff. That'd be something. Just one more year, but yeah, Louisville wins. Alrighty, up next, UCLA and Oregon State. UCLA very impressive last week in the win over Wazoo, made Cam Ward look not good, and Oregon State, I think the defense is not the same. Great defense there for the Bruins. I think they make DJU look uncomfortable. Oregon State got a defensive win over Utah because Utah's offense is good, but Dante Moore is a special guy. Really upset Oregon lost him to UCLA in recruiting. I think the Bruins get the win here against the Beavs. Give me UCLA. Cal and Utah up next. Not good dilly dine. This Utah is gonna be good. Cam Rising back. Who knows? Is he even coming back this year? No clue. Doesn't matter. Cal is awful. Utah is good. Utah wins. NC State and Duke could be a tricky game. Triangle rivalry game for the Wolfpack and Raleigh and the Blue Devils in Durham. I think Duke's gonna get the win though. Riley Leonard, will he play? I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything about that. But NC State, kind of a disappointing deal, and you gotta wonder if Dave Dolan, if he gets like a maybe possibly, a higher calling, like a Michigan State job, if things have going south the past couple years for NC State, if he'll look to take it. But that could all change this for win, but I don't see that happening. Give me Duke to win. Alrighty, Texas A&M and Tennessee. Vols look to continue the upward trajectory after the loss in the swamp to Florida, as A&M looks to bounce back from a loss against Alabama. I don't think A&M will be able to hold it up. Hostile environment at Rocky Top. I think the rattle A&M. Alabama made a lot of pre-snap penalties. A&M couldn't take advantage. I think Tennessee's offense will be able to take advantage. I think we'll see Drew McCoy. I think he might be or Tennessee's receivers. Joe Milton kind of looked like Bolton and Miller did for the tie last week. As I think Rocky Top could be back. I think Josh Heupel is in like a tough rivalry game loss to Florida earlier, and Tennessee continues to show that they're possible SEC East because they feel like they're flying under the radar to me. The Vols are. It's like, oh, Missouri, Kentucky. Oh, I know Kentucky lost to Georgia. We're talking about those two teams in the segment. It's like, oh, they could challenge South Carolina this year. Oh, and like Tennessee, even Florida when they beat Tennessee kind of got lost through the cracks, like kind of slipping down. But I think the Vols show that they are back as a legit team. Again, I think Tennessee gets a win. And that's nothing against. Alright, Arizona, Washington State up next. Wazoo obviously NFL lost here, but Arizona, man, they honestly are one of the most competitive teams in the country. Tough loss for them last week against the Bruins, heartbreaking in triple overtime. Only lost because they went against Caleb Williams, but this is up in Pullman. Washington State looked really good this year, except for last week. I think Campbell, the Cougars rebound, get the win. Give me Wazoo to win. Alright, I think the Tigers will win this next game, Auburn LSU. Night game at Death Valley, not an easy environment for Auburn whatsoever. Last time we saw the Tigers in this, they almost upset Georgia. Um, I definitely think Auburn has potential to go in and knock off LSU of how bad LSU's defense is. But I think LSU's offense is going to be too much for Auburn's defense. And I think Auburn's offense will struggle just enough for LSU to get the win as their defense continues to look poorly because they don't know how to use Harold Perkins over the best linebackers because Ryan Kelly's an idiot. But yeah, Auburn's going to play a tough but lose another one. But Hugh Freeze continues to show he might be the right guy to right the ship on the plains. K-State and Oklahoma State. Sounds like Jalen Daniels is going to atone for the Jayhawks. Feel like we're basketball seeing Kansas and Kentucky ranked. As Oklahoma State's going to be still a toughie on the Gundy, but they did win last week against Kansas State, and I'm going to ride the momentum. I feel like Oklahoma State kind of people doubting them this year. I think Oklahoma State's going to bounce back. I think Kansas will kind of struggle on the road, tough environment in Stillwater. Think the Pokes kind of feel like they're being doubted. They beat the defending Big 12 champion last week at home. I think we're going to complete the Sunflower sweep. Give me Oklahoma State for the upset of Kansas. Alright. Missouri and Kentucky. Kentucky got their doors blown off by Florida as Missouri lost a shootout to LSU last week. Wonder if there'll be any punter controversy this year in Kroger Field as there was last year in Faroot Field. Both teams trying to rebound off a loss, and Ray Davis, Kentucky's look good, but I think that loss is something for Kentucky that we don't know, but it could sting a bit. They could right the ship, but I don't buy it. I think Missouri lost the track and field meet. I think their offense is just too much for Kentucky's defense. And I think the Tigers show Missouri that, hey, we deserve to be ranked. We're the only SEC team that can lose the game and go unranked. We still should be ranked, and they prove it this week as they knock off a ranked team, Kentucky. So to recap, I'm picking Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, FSU, Penn State, Oregon, USC, Alabama, UNC, Louisville, UCLA, Utah, Duke, Tennessee, Washington State, LSU, Oklahoma State, and Missouri to win. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys later. Later, guys.